Good afternoon. I just went for a run and it was nice. My legs are getting really strong. Really strong. Yeah, that's just jogging, right? Resistance training. I like to do it outside. When I first started, it was pretty rough. But I'm getting better. What is that? So I figured something out, and when I figure something out, I like to share it, right? So that other people can have it as food for thought too. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so I had a real freaking focused run. Like I was like laser focused on like every muscle. It was so intense. It was so intense. Like I only ran like three of the laps that I do. But it was like I felt every single muscle working. It was so crazy. And I don't know if it is because of the diet that I'm on now. I'm just eating all beef. I tried to eat pork this morning and it gave me like, it made me nauseous. It made me feel like I wanted to puke. And I just felt like really sick. And I had a headache. The headache is still lingering from this morning eating pork. So I can't eat pork. So I'm back to just eating beef. And I just started this yesterday. So I'm already seeing like my body's not itchy. This is still itchy. This open wound is still itchy. Well, it's not open, but this wound is still itchy, but of course it's not healed yet. But yeah, other than that, like, whoa. I've never not itched. So I'm gonna continue the line diet. The next thing off the list is vaping, because I still vape. And even that's making me like, you know how I'm like sniffling all the time? That's from vaping. Is he back again? My dad literally keeps going in and out of the house. Oh no, that's the neighbors. So yeah, and another thing was that I had a real Karen or Kevin posting on my one of my videos, okay? Anyways, I made a little video about it earlier, but my phone died and it got cut off. I'm really glad it did, because I was done. Like, you know when you like, I can argue and have a constructive argument. I just can. I'm that type. I don't get my feelings hurt. But you could tell this person was really in their feelings, and it wasn't going to be an argument where there was any sort of like, either it was just a waste of time and energy. So I just like loved the next comment and I moved on. But even feeling that person's energy towards me and what they were saying, right? They literally called me a hypocrite. I kept the comments so you can go look at it. It's pretty funny, but even me feeling that demon's energy, okay, it felt demonic. It was terrible. It was terrible, okay? And then I just like allowed that energy to fuel my run, and I was like hyper focused. It was so weird. And that's like how I tamed this beast that's within me that got irritated, okay? Because what are things that irritate me? People who are ignorant irritate me. People who are argumentative for no reason irritate me. People who are shit disturbers irritate me, right? So that was irritating to me. Not only those feelings of my own triggered shadow side, but me feeling that person's energy as a whole was like too much. It was too much, but I like harnessed that and it powered my run, and it like made me super focused, like hyper focused, where I felt every single muscle extending. like retracting. Like I felt every single muscle. It was so wild. You know when like you work out, this will be for like people who work out, I guess, but like, you know when you work out and you're a little bit sore, like not the next day, but like the next day, where like you're just a tiny bit sore, but the fact of you working out, you can feel every single muscle working and it just feels really good. That's what it felt like, but I'm not sore. So it was so intense. I was like laser focused because I harnessed this energy and I used it for something else. It like gave me like a super boost. It turboed me. It turboed me. So that's kind of cool. You can like use these things that irritate you as turbo boost. That's awesome. So I don't know if anyone else does that, but I'm gonna be doing that. Or like intentionally listen to something that irritates you and then super boost. I don't know if that's healthy or not. But it happens. People will do that. People go out of their way to piss people off all the time. Someone wishes to be as strong as somebody. You are. You already are. You have that strength within you. It's consistency, right? You got to be consistent with it. I lacked consistency for a long time, and then I get consistent for a while, and then I lack it again. But I'm pretty sure it was all the carbs that I was eating, like all these fluctuations in moods and stuff of like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to go do this. Oh, fuck it, I'm just going to go do this. It was what I was eating, right? You are what you eat. Here's the line right here. I tried eating pork. I'm still feeling the symptoms from pork. Once those symptoms go away, I'm going to try something else. Just so I can slowly try to introduce and base it off of like I have intuition. I know I have intuition. So I like intuitively, I know now just by eating a little bit of pork, I can't eat pork. And I never knew that. I always thought it was eggs, but I always eat bacon with eggs. So it's just wild how you don't know until you make it super fucking simple, right? Beef, salt, water. Now I can't eat pork. And I'll write a list of the things that I cannot eat that don't make me feel good. They either make me feel groggy. You're not lazy. Your diet's whack. And that my diet's really whack. And I don't even know what to know anymore when it comes to diet. When it comes to diet, I don't even know what to know, man. It breaks somebody's heart that you're loving yourself and you're strong and independent. And bold. This third party. It's breaking their heart. Like, why would that break your heart unless you lied on their name? That's what this is here. There's certain third parties that lied on somebody's name, and now that you're loving yourself and you being strong and loving self is contradictory to the story that they told and the role that you played in their life, when really they're just like this third party causing heartache and pain. It brought them satisfaction to do that. And bring upon other third parties that would go along with their lies. But you just like harnessed that and used it to your advantage, that energy. And that's exactly what I did with my run today. And it's difficult too because like people, clear that. People who are empathic, say like you feel people's vibes easily. And we can all do this. Some people are more sensitive than others. You could literally think that you have bipolar disorder, all these mental illnesses, all these aches and pains in your body, and literally it's somebody else with that energy around you and you're picking up on it. You just don't know how to protect your energy quite yet, and that's very normal because spirituality is just not looked at as... The average person just wants to call someone who is spiritual. Only God knows. Only God knows what that intent is, right? But it's happened to me. So you are just hanging around the wrong people or eating the wrong things. And you think it's you, but it's not. It's not. Everybody's different. Okay, everybody's different in genetically, like on a biological level. So why would we be the same in diet, nutrition, any sort of sensory? Why would our sensitivity be the same? It's not. And that's why becoming self-aware is so scary for people who want to manipulate, because they would lose a sense of control. And they would have, they wouldn't have these people, couldn't have these people to point blame at. It's like your strength and self-love has these people heartbroken because they made people attack you, and you're still self-sustainable. You're still strong. You're still harnessing that energy and transmuting it and using it to your advantage. It just shows how determined you are. It shows how honest you are, how loyal you are. What is that word? I guess consistent would be a word, but somebody went off after somebody's intelligence. They said that somebody tried to sabotage someone's intellect. I don't know why they said it like that. Intellect. And then sabotaged everything around you, bringing in third parties to sabotage things around you in order to credit that, what would it be called? The slander. And you loving yourself and harnessing this energy and using it to strengthen you, it's just contradictory to what the slander was, whatever it was. Who cares, really? It's not true. And these types of people, I'm just channeling right now. For money, of course. That doesn't surprise me. Somebody's getting paid to send messages to be this third party, but it is what it is. Just harness that energy, use it for something positive. And that karma will be a motherfucker for both the messenger and this heartbreaker. It's just how it is. It's so funny because these third parties and these messengers and these attackers creating this deceit, all of their deceit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all their deceit to cause heartache and attacks and pain. All it does is you speaking one truth for all their bullshit to disintegrate, discredit. They're discredit. They're what are they? Uncredible. There it is. Thank you. They're uncredible for you just standing in your truth, or one truth about them. Okay. Me doing a reading and them hearing their truth is just earth-shattering to them because their lies are discovered. They look insane, okay, because they are. Maybe it's the food you're eating. Maybe it's the dark shit that you shouldn't be messing with, right? People were like, what the Karen was saying, or the Kevin, I don't even really know, but I feel like it was a woman. Anyways, or masculine, heavily in their feminine, just intuitively. I didn't even have to pick up the cards to know that. But they were saying that tarot was evil. They were saying that tarot was evil. That God saved my life and not tarot. But God guided me to tarot. The same voice I heard in my ear that brought me back with white light was the same voice I heard tell me to get tarot. So I don't know what these people think, that they can plant seeds of doubt in my mind, but that's not possible. Everything that I say on here is like solidified. I'm completely confident in everything that I say because I'm a very honest person. Honest to myself, honest to God, but I'm also not a shit disturber, right? I'm just not. So if I see it going down a way where there's no point in doing it, I'll just be like, that's a you problem, right? That's just too much. It's just too much. Traveling. Somebody could be traveling, or something about distance. Seeing eye to eye from a distance. Somebody's angry that somebody's traveling. Because they wanted to invest in a tower moment. To do with a marriage. Somebody wanted you to take a leap of faith within this marriage so that they could steal from you. Not only your money, but your energy. This is like someone who siphons energy. This is like a not a balanced relationship. It's not 50-50. It's not interdependent. It's very codependent. It's a very codependent relationship. Oh, somebody's like angry about a message that I put out in the morning. I don't know what morning, but it was in a morning message I put out. Somebody was very angry about. Okay. Because I spoke truth into something. And it was allowing someone to find their power and move on from a situation, to no longer be in conflict. Okay, so these are just haters. That's no big deal. It's what it's supposed to do, man. Just get on board. Just get on board. Start loving self. Start being grateful. Stop being so hateful. It's only affecting you, really. And it's empowering the people around you who are aware. Somebody feels conflicted by somebody's truth. That you moved on and became independent. Not only like rich financially, but on a soul level. Or maybe it isn't even quite finances, but it's like as soon as you got finances, you got it all. Like you have grace, you have loyalty, you have patience, you have moral value, you have humbled yourself. Or maybe God pushed you to be humbled, but you ultimately did that and chose that. You're working on yourself, your health, because health is wealth. You have integrity. You stand up for what you believe in. All these really great core values you're rich in, okay? So somebody sees that you are speaking your truth, you moved away from this by any means necessary type shit, any means necessary for financial gain type shit, collaboration in order to whatever that is type shit. And now you're doing better for yourself on all levels. Maybe not financially yet, but that's coming. And you're defensive. You're defending your intuition, like you know intuitively that you're guided by beings of light, because you only ask for guidance from beings of light. Sorry, that took me a while to spit out because I can hear the school bus and my babies are home. I'll be right back. I gotta go say hi to them. I gotta go greet them. So somebody's trying to demonize high priestesses, and if you're spiritual, you just know that that's just not it at all. So the high priestesses maybe get like an influx of people trying to make you think that tarot is demonic. But if you've been doing it for years, man, like, I don't know, it's been like 4 years since they killed me, and I got, like, every time I felt anything toxic or something harmful, I'd intuitively feel to pick up on the energy, and and it would tell me exactly what to avoid. My ancestors. So yeah, that's not gonna work, especially for like high priestesses who have had these profound experiences where we literally hear God, okay, and we don't hear any weird shit. And it's funny because like these will be the type of people that have like supernatural experiences, but like dark side spiritual supernatural experiences where they get spooked, right? Where like the people who are like practicing light work, we get profound experiences too, but like really uplifting. Like the other day when I was done my run and I saw like the ancestors all around me, like as like a yellow gold bright lights everywhere. It was so amazing. So I just kind of find it funny how like I'm not even gonna say it, but just don't let anybody get you down. One time I was tapping into like someone who was demonizing tarot, and it was because they did tarot, they messed with tarot, so they were saying it as their life experience. And they actually believed it because it was something that they did experience, but it was because they picked up the tarot as they were doing witchcraft. So, of course, you're going to get some sort of backfire from witchcraft and blame it on the fucking tarot. Like, just don't do witchcraft. Just don't do it. Somebody doesn't see eye to eye with someone anymore. Like I'm getting beliefs. I'm really pulling on beliefs today. Someone's really confused. Like they don't even know why they believe it. They just heard it somewhere or got told it or got led down that path. Like if you were trying to guide someone down that path, like theoretically, it would just, you wouldn't know what to say. It's just that way because of this. Like what? It just doesn't make sense. Someone doesn't see eye to eye to someone's beliefs, and it's tearing a relationship apart. That's terrible. Like, why do beliefs need to solidify a relationship? Like, why can't people just respect each other's differences? I don't understand that. I really don't. But that's because I am of the light. Okay, I practice light work. Someone's having a fall from grace. Because they tried to like lay someone to rest. What? Somebody's evil. Somebody's evil. They're trying to lay to rest someone's ideas of something. But it's like totally life experience. And they have a really good outlook on life, and they're a really healthy person. There's nothing saying that this person isn't of the light. And what you try to argue with just shows that you don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's nothing actually constructive to work with. Like, you don't even say your own life experiences of why you believe that. You just want to be right. So there's no arguing with that. There's no arguing with someone who just wants to be right. Just let them be right. Just let them be right. Pray. Pray for them. Pray for their healing. This is just someone who's outright. I'm getting self-serving. Someone's self-serving. Somebody like preaches something and then self-serves. Ooh. This is like a fraud. This is a fraud energy. They like what they get out of. This person doesn't even have a great relationship with God. Whoever I'm picking up on doesn't have a great relationship with God. They just like the, what is it? Notoriety that they get off of speaking about God. And they'll like attack readers who are very intuitive, who they can tell who are very intuitive because of this. It's like a jealousy. It's a jealousy of a relationship that you can't see because it's God. Just work on your relationship with God. Like, fuck me, man. That's so shitty. That's so shitty. It's just nothing to argue with. It just keeps proving that point. So I'm going to put down the tarot because it's obviously picking up on these type of people. And that's boring. We're all supposed to be able to respect each other's beliefs, okay? And I mean, if that's what you think, why the hell are you watching tarot? Doesn't make any sense. High Priestess in reverse. There, now it makes sense. You don't even trust your own insight and your own intuition. You just don't. That's why you go by the book, from the book. What someone told you. I'm picking up some witch energy. So there's like a witch hiding behind the Bible. There's a witch hiding behind a Bible. I'm getting the Bible from the book, obviously. And then the High Priestess in reverse. Not an intuitive. They don't even trust their own authenticity. They're not authentic. They don't have any insight. It's just hot air. Working with others, okay. You're actually learning things off these high priestesses that you're like trying to what are you doing? Like criticizing, shadow banning. I don't even know what shadow banning means. Just heard it. Shadow banning. Doesn't sound good. It sounds like hiding things off the internet. That's what it sounds like. You're learning new skills and people are trying to throw magic at it. But they're not new. They're like solidified. And anything that somebody learns that like is really constructive and has worked with them, that's like rock solid. There's no budging that unless you're just adding to it. Unless you're adding to it, I don't see the point. And you're collaborating to do this. You're working hard towards this goal. This energy is being transmuted and it's being used as this person's benefit. So, burden, 10 of Wands, man. I'll rest when it's done. Oh, shit. This person's gonna burn out or collapse or some shit. Because that's not gonna work. Their goal is to collaborate and say that somebody is not an intuitive, that they're leading people down the wrong path. And that's just not true. There's many people benefiting off of this stuff. Many people. So they don't want everyone to pick up a tarot deck and become intuitive and be aware of their own story. That's the big picture, okay? That's the big picture. And for some reason, when I was replying back to this person, I accidentally said bought instead of not, okay? So then I just kept typing and I let bought be at the end. I'm just like, maybe it is an AI just fucking spouting off shit to healers so that other people are skeptical, right? But it's just not, doesn't make any sense to me. What's to it? What's to it if it's just a robot? Something about robots. There's robots spitting out content so that you think people are more popular than they really are. I'm hearing some celebrities, but I'm not into celebrity readings. Whoo, tongue-tied. Somebody's losing energy and they look like a fucking liar who's leading people down the wrong path because they are. And they're saying that somebody else is. This is an actual hypocrite. You're not even intuitive, you're the opposite. You rely on spell work and you're working with others. You learn things off of these intuitives, but then you take that information and you try to use it against them. You'll get really bad karma for that, man. You're going to get really bad karma. Ancestors will haunt you. And so will the demons you entertain. That will be the 10 of Wands that destroys you. The depression that is your insanity. You can't clearly speak on what you're trying to speak about because you don't even know what you're fucking talking about. It's not your life experience. If it was your true life experience, you would be the villain every single fucking time. So you can't have that be the truth. Oh gosh, that can't be the truth. But it is the truth. It is the truth and you're a fucking liar. You feel like you can't even walk in your truth. Because if you were to say that, if you were to own that, then everything that you've ever said for the past how many years is a fucking lie. It's built off of deceit. But you need to walk in your truth. Who cares? Who cares that you were evil once upon a time? There's so many people who've been to prison and have had epiphanies. They even become preachers. Right? They work with youth for preventative measures, right? They'll go and they'll speak to people who are juveniles, right? Who are considered delinquents, whatever. They'll go to schools, outreach systems where they can actually make an impact. And once you step into your truth, you could be one of those people, but you just won't. You're not even clear in the mind. Something is fucked up. This person has a mental illness. You're walking in somebody else's story and it's messing with your brain. It's becoming burdensome to collaborate with you. Like, if you have people working with you in order to maintain these lies, these people will abandon you sooner or later if they know what's, like, good for their mental health. If they know what's good for their mental health. And, like, it takes one lie to the wrong person and you're fucked. It's just the truth. And, like, you being in that energy will attract people in that same energy. And if you were, like, actually crazed, okay, you'll meet the same crazed person that will fucking, like, not be spoken to that way or not be manipulated in that manner. Take care of yourself. I take care of my loved ones and myself. This person's a Queen of Pentacles, the person that you're trying to attack. They take care of their loved ones and themselves. And it's just unfortunate that people like you were once a loved one until they recognized what they had to do and who the people were around them. Yeah. I celebrate life and I cherish my friends and family. But really know who they are to you, right? Sometimes family isn't shit. And sometimes friends aren't either. Like, I'm totally on my own with this one. And that's okay, because all I need is God. And I very much have God in my life. And a lot of ancestors. And a lot of other things. But they're all beings of light. I'm going to do, yes, sun, truth. Truth, okay? That's the fucking truth. It must be so restricting and confined in that type of mentality, right? Like, even though I was in, like, that kind of lifestyle, I never thought the same as the people around me. And, like, I feel claustrophobic in picking up these people's energy. Angel number 55. Angel number 135. This simple strategy has had... breathe before you speak. This simple strategy has had remarkable results for virtually everyone who has tried it. The almost immediate results include increased patience and added perspective. As a side benefit, more gratitude and respect from others. The strategy itself is remarkably simple. And if you're having, like, problems with, like, trying to find spirituality, like, nature, go out in nature. Nature is like a tool to calm the mind, right? Just even stepping out in nature and just observing. I don't know. I used to, like, when I go out in nature, I'd feel, like, really small, especially if I was, like, in the bush and, like, surrounded by trees. That would humble me in a way. And the fresh air, right? Like, that's a place where I found God too, was in nature. That's a big part of why I run outside. This strategy itself is remarkably simple. It involves nothing more than pausing, breathing, after the person whom you're speaking has finished. At first, the time gap between your voices may seem like an eternity, but in reality, it amounts to only a fraction of a second in actual time. I need to practice this because my brain goes really fast. It just does. So in turn, I speak really fast. And then I register what someone says really fast, and I have a good understanding of what it is really fast, but, like, compared to other people, it's faster. And I've recognized that at a really young age, that like I can like listen to something, understand it, and then have something to say quite like faster than other people. And it seems like that I'm not even processing what other people are saying, but that's just how fast my brain works. And I talk fast too. My sister does that too. She talks really fast and processes things really fast too. Or at least her understanding of what that thing is. In reality, it amounts to only a fraction of a second of actual time. I read that. You'll get used to the power and the beauty of breathing. And you'll come to appreciate it as well. It will bring you closer to and earn you more respect from virtually everyone you come in contact with. You'll find that being listened to is one of the rarest and most treasured gifts you can offer. All it takes is an intention and practice. And like I really didn't need to say anything to that person who was preaching on my channel, right? I really didn't. And if I knew that if it was going to lead into like a pointless argument, I wouldn't have, but it already went that far, so I just sent it some love and dropped it there. But I won't be anymore. I won't be engaging in that type of encounter anymore. So like even that in itself made me feel good, knowing that myself. And then obviously when I intuitively like read the message and tapped into their energy, because if I'm like conversating with someone or like I'm going back and forth with someone, intuitively I feel their energy and then I can figure out what it is from there. And it just wasn't good. So I had to transmute that somehow, and I just went for a run, so it just worked out really well for me. So some people, it's like, yeah, like understand it, and then also understand that it doesn't need a response. If you observe the conversations around you, you'll notice that often what many of us do is simply wait for our chance to speak. We're not really listening to the other person, but simply waiting for an opening to express our own view. That's so true. We often complete other people's sentences or say things like, yeah, or I know, very rapidly, urging them to hurry up so that we can have our turn. It seems that talking to one another is sometimes more like sparring back and forth like fighters or ping pong balls than it's enjoying or learning from the conversation. Yeah, if I'm really not enjoying a conversation or I'm not learning from it, I'll usually just stop talking, and that's not healthy either, right? Like, or maybe it is. I haven't really had anyone go back and forth with a really educational conversation in a while. I think the last person was Brenda. Not like the healer Brenda, but I also had this, when I was in NA, I had like this older lady. What are they called? A sponsor. When I was in NA and I had a sponsor, her name was Brenda too. All of the Brendas in my life are actually very amazing people. Oh, except for one. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Good example. This harried, that's so funny. That's so funny. This harried form of communication encourages us to criticize points of view, overreact, misinterpret meaning, impute false motives, or form opinions. Wow, this really needed to be read. All before our fellow communicator is even finished speaking. No wonder we are so often annoyed, bothered, irritated with one another. Sometimes, with our poor listening skills, it's a miracle that we have any friends at all. And it's okay to not. If people are like continuously like using you, abusing you in any way, They don't listen. They're oppressing you. There's always misunderstandings. They always impute these false motives, right? They're always trying to like be the narrator in your life or living vicariously through you. It's okay to not have any friends at all. Okay, that happens to a lot of us. That happens to a lot of us. And that's okay. We don't find friends until we're older, or we don't find friends until we find our best friend, and that's going to be our best friend for life, and that's just our partner, our life partner. And I would much rather that one really good friend than a bunch of shitty friends. So that's why I don't have any friends yet. I spent most of my life waiting for my turn to speak. If you're at all like me, you'll probably be pleasantly amazed at the softer reactions and looks of surprise as you let others completely finish their thought before you begin yours. Often, you'll be allowing someone to feel listen for the very first time. Aww. Wow. Yeah. That's making me really emotional. Wow. For like a better part of my life, I've been misunderstood. Just because I am different, and I'm not a bad person. I'm a very pleasant person, a very kind person. And I've experienced like a lot of things in my life, and I'm still like this. So I mean, that's pretty amazing in itself. But I just got triggered by this right now. I don't feel like I'm actually listened to. And I wonder why that is. But this made me want to cry. I'm not going to, but often you'll be allowing someone to feel listened for the very first time. You'll sense a feeling of relief coming from the person to whom you're speaking, and a much calmer, less rushed feeling between the two of you. No need to worry that you won't get your turn to speak. You will. In fact, it'll be more rewarding to speak because the person you're speaking to will pick up on your respect and patience and will begin to do the same. That's amazing. Breathe before you speak. Okay, I'm going to go have some fun with my kids. I'm going to go get some Easter egg stuff ready. I'm going to go boil some eggs. Go boil. Ooh, somebody has a boil? A boil? A boil? I don't know why they're saying it like that. I'm going back to diet. Maybe it's diet. But I'm going to go. Have a good day, people, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.